Good evening, everybody. It's Karen. Thank you for dropping by for today's live and watching this on replay. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit the bell icon to be notified of future videos. Let's get started. This is one of my pet issues, and that is people using revision to change something external or change another person. Your imagination makes what you're seeing external. Makes no sense to me at all to change it. And at the beginning of Neville Goddard's teachings, he did indeed state in his wonderful um, masterpiece, Printing Shears of Revision. He used a lot of examples of changing externals and plucking out all the weeds and stuff. And I think I'm taking some leeway here, but I believe that he was doing that so that you could literally learn how to use your mind in a focused situation and turn things around for you. And for that reason, I think that's fine. One moment, please. I'm staying at somebody else's house. Hi there. I'm doing a live. You didn't get my message?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay. Come on in. I'll be talking. Okay. Sorry, gang. Okay. In the beginning of his teaching, he did teach that, and I certainly have used that for the many years I've been using Neville, and it does work. Certainly, you can change externals, but the way that you're doing that is all you're doing is shifting your consciousness to another script. You are literally transforming your reality using your mind. And he didn't go into all the details, but he did give examples of himself doing that. Then also, when it comes to other people, you're not dealing with flesh and blood people ever. You're dealing with two things. Number one, you are seeing, excuse the noise in the background, very excited dog. You're actually only dealing with actors in a script. That's all. It's your script. You imagine it. You populate it with props and actors. Okay. And they are programmed to do exactly what you want them to do. So that's true. And when you go beyond the script, which is the goal of actually manifesting, when you go beyond the script and you lift yourself above the dichotomy in the mind between the voice of God and the voice of your ego, through unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, which is the result of forgiveness or revision, then what happens is that you are one with your brother and one with God the Father. You're God the Son, not God the Father. Make sure you understand the difference. God the Father is the creator. He gave himself to us partially, but he's the one who creates. We make. We don't create, we make. We use our imagination with a creative force of God the Father, and we express, extend love, and we experience the nature of our mind at all times, and we project the ego's rhetoric, which is sin, guilt, fear, and everything before and everything after. I'm not going to go through that right now. Hi, Valerie. Thanks for joining. So, anyway, getting back to what Neville taught to begin with, it does work. And when push comes to shove and I am told to revise a circumstance to save another person's life, I jump in and I do my magic. But what is actually happening? The situation that I saw is the way that I saw it, the way I made it. And we'll go back to that in a minute. What happens is I shift consciousness and I take it to another script where that person is alive. And that's what happens. You don't undo what you imagine that you've done. You just simply imagine a change, and that shifts your script. It's kind of hard to get your head around that, and don't stew in that, okay? Please don't. There's too much to do. Okay, so yes, I've done it. I am known to be able to influence things, and I do. I do when I feel like I'm a brat and I want to, you know, pull something off on somebody, and I really am mischievous. I've got a dark side to me too. And if somebody needs help, I help them. But again, I am not changing them. I am not changing anything. I am literally moving to another script with them being an actor playing the part of what they wanted to have happen and thanking me for my assistance. That's all it is, okay? Everything is a script till you rise above all scripts and you become one with your brother and scripts end. Hi, Matab. Hi, I know revision, but when you mean revise yourself. Okay, I'm going into that, so stick with me. Now, when you focus your mind on revising only self, you are bringing it back to the causation of what you are externalizing and seeing in the manifest reality that you make, and also your experience of the actors in your script, and you go right to the heart of the matter. The moment you revise yourself, everything goes from that point out. They seem to be different. They are different. You shifted scripts, and the circumstances instantly get revised because you no longer are the same person you were before. Hi, Janet. You are a different conscious, you are expressing a different part of your consciousness. You are making a different reality for you. And of course, the actors are going to play their parts perfectly in this script. So remember, stop thinking that changing externals is doing anything. It really is not. And one of the main reasons why I don't want you to change externals is I want you to see what your reality is reflecting back to you. If you have a narcissist in your life, don't revise him into a teddy bear. Say, why is it that I have this person in my life? And chances are you needed to either avoid facing your own life and wanted to play savior to somebody who would smack the shit out of you every time you wanted to change anything about them. Narcissists are very good about that. They will say, I am just fine, after they went into an hour-long tirade about how miserable their life is and got you hooked into their story. And then you go in there, blah, 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 riding your steed, and they cut you down. Why? Because they think pain is pleasurable. A narcissist does all the time. Okay. So either you were using them to avoid, or at a time when you needed to face something in your own life and get beyond your own resistance. Okay. So you deserved what you got. Smack in the butt and a slap in the face. And I've had a lot of that in my life. But I woke up. So you don't want to change them until you get the message. The other message is that you just like to suffer. And so you create a person who love bombs you and promises you everything, goes out and does absolutely nothing for you. As soon as you forsake your life, move in with him, keep his house, and then go out and get a job to support him. And he's whining and dining other women and so on. And again, you do that because you, in this case, you think that pain is pleasure. And so, boom, you two have matched up. He is your direct mirror. And this is why you're playing this out. So don't change anything until you determine what it is you're seeing. And then you go back in and you revise yourself. You say, "Isn't that silly? I want to stop avoiding looking at my own life." And so turn away from it. Let them go. Okay? You're not helping them anyhow. You're just feeding their addiction. And then turn your attention to yourself and face what you're afraid of if you are using them to avoid. In the second case, if you just simply love pain, if I were you, I would seek out a good counselor, not a coach. Well, it depends on how serious the situation is. I've helped a lot of people who thought that pain was pleasure. One of which was my stepmom. Okay, she's a good example. Loved her dearly. God, German made Hitler look like Mickey Mouse. Okay, she was incredible. I loved her dearly, and we had a very healed relationship. The last 25 years of our life together. She passed on 4 years ago. So before you get into revising yourself, even what I want you to do is I want you to find out what it is that you are experiencing interacting in this situation or with this person. It's hard. You've got to stop that knee-jerk reaction. Oh, Neville said I can change anybody or anything. Presto, change-o, and you whip the magic wand, and you either change them and they pretend they're changed, by the way. I had a really long situation like that. He was fine as long as I was giving my life up to continually give him little adjustments here and there. It was taxing. It really was. It took all of my free time. It isn't worth it. That is not what I want in a relationship. I no longer want to fix a man who I have a relationship with, and I don't. I don't fix anyone. I got over my savioritis really well, and I really honed in on revision. I go back and forth. Well, maybe it is okay to revise somebody else when they ask it. No, it's not. Okay. They have to go through the hard knocks and go the long path just like you did. Okay. They have to do their own work. And you have to sit back and you have to watch it. Okay. And also take care of your own life. Now, so before you revise anything, take a look at what's going on with you and the other person in your script, the actor in your play. Are they mirroring you? And you just in the example of a narcissist, are you in love with pain? You got to admit to that. You probably won't. Okay, you would prefer hanging out in blame. That's fine. If you're there, be there. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just also going to tell you that it's not going to work very, very much. Savioritis, love it. Thank you, Valerie. How about blissniness? Like that too. um, and then if it's a situation such as a job you hate, you're the one who has the experience of that job not being great. You're the one who made it. So you can revise yourself and realize that this job was presented to you because you asked for it to be presented to you. And it's the perfect job for you for who you are right now, or you wouldn't be in it. You would have been fired. So make the best of it truly. See the value in it. Once you accept totally where you are at and the person you're with, and don't try to change them. If they're a narc, they're a narcissist, not into narcotics, a narcissist. Or in my case, just recently, it was someone who avoided constantly. Okay, still is avoiding. That's okay. I said sayonara. And he's got his own issue. I don't have to deal with it anymore. Thank you, God. I finally learned that lesson. So, if it's a situation, if it is living in a place that you really don't like, love it. I want to live in California. I live here in Boise, Idaho. Years ago, I said, I'm making Boise, Idaho, Sacramento. I am Sacramento. I can have the same experience here. 90% of it, yeah, I can. And so I'm happy here in Boise, Idaho. I made it perfect for me. And I'm treated like a queen. I really am. I have lovely people surrounding me. I never have any issues at all with anyone. I mean, hi, Danette. And so I knew that I was Sacramento. So the last time I went there and brought Sacramento back with me, it was heaven on earth. But then I still miss California. I still miss my friends over there. My mate is over there waiting for me. Um, the weather is so much more conducive to me. I love the weather over there. So I am moving at the end of the lease. So until then, I'm having a blast here. When Janet Hessler Nevins moves out in March after a trip to Sedona with a whole bunch of my coaching students on a adventure, they'll never forget it. Neither will I. But while I'm here with Janet staying with me till we move to California, we're going to go places. We're going to do all those things that I didn't want to do by myself. Okay. I got tired of living by myself. Janet comes in, says, I want to move to Boise on the way to moving to California. And she's a godsend. She's a blessing. She truly is. I'm blessed by a lot of people on and off Facebook. Why? Because I revised myself. The way I revised myself, by the way, was really interesting. Remember, I told you acceptance? That was the key. As soon as I accepted the fact that I am a big, bald, bad boss, brazenly bold bitch. And I laughed at that and I stopped hiding it. Everyone loves me. Everyone laughs. Whatever I say is fine. I don't hold my swear words when I'm around people. I am bold. I am brazenly bold, and I am who I am to you, just like I am to everybody else. Take it or leave it. There's the door. Okay. So, why you revise yourself is that you are the maker of your reality, not the creator, guys, the maker. We are living in a virtual 3D reality, and we make it from every thought that we believe in, that we think. If I thought this hand only had 3 fingers, that wouldn't be the truth to me. Therefore, it's not going to just show 3 fingers, that sort of thing. There are some rules that we follow automatically. And so if I want to have the mate of my dreams, what I do is I do an assessment. What am I getting right now in my reality? Hi, Allison. What's my relationship like with a boyfriend? And I had 4.5 years with Daniel, and I saw with a mirror, very, very, very strong mirror in him. We had the same issues. And so I used that relationship the way it was meant to be used, and that is as a reflection of my issues. And I cleaned them up. And therefore, when I left him, I continued my growth, and other people took his place. 5. Okay. And I continue to grow, and I grow exponentially. I die, I hope, that I die every day to be reborn. And I take risks every single day, every single fucking day, so that I know what's hiding in there from the ego. It comes out, I see it, I revise myself instantly. If I am in doubt, I revise that by knowing how certain I can be even when I'm in doubt. Doubt is my certainty. I twist things around all the time to make them nonsensical so I can laugh. If things get high pressured in me, I scream or I yell at somebody, okay? Or I stomp or I take a dog the size of a horse for a walk. and, and it's always, hi, Nancy. So the only thing that you have to revise is your own self. It makes no sense whenever anybody comes on the groups and says, "Oh, I am so happy. I revised my special person, my SP, and he is exactly the way I want him to. And we are going to get married." Questioning them, they haven't seen him in years. They're talking in 4D terms, meaning it's imagination, and they don't have any personal integrity, and they're not talking the truth. But they have faith that he is going to leave his wife and his 3 kids and travel 300 miles to be with her and live happily ever after. And she hasn't seen him in 11 years and slept with him once then. That's the only interaction. You talk about bullshit? Honey, grow up. And that's what I told her. So, revise only self. What I would do in that case, and what I taught her to do, was find out what it is about having an intimate relationship where it couldn't be consistent. She found out quite a bit about herself taking that road. And so, if I'm not getting what I want in my life, all I have to do is be honest about it, revise self, take risks, keep cleaning up my messes in my life because that's where guilt hangs out, and constantly do the hard stuff. Take the risks. Be involved with or be involved in life in courageous acts. You can't bring about a manifested result by directing your attention to it. It's not your job. Hands off. You're here to align yourself with being the best person you can be that embodies the state of the wish fulfilled. Later on, Neville taught that not to revise anything else. You revise only self. Neville stated that in his last years. You revise only self, since self is the only maker of the reality. He used the word creator. I will not. Creation is of God the Father, not me. I can't create damn anything. I can make it, but I'm taking the creative essence that is all around me, to make it manifest in front of me at all times. But I don't make it manifest. The manifestation is done automatically, effortlessly from spirit, or from your subconscious mind, if you want to go that way. I don't care. A name is a name, okay? Call a rose by any other name, it's still a rose. So again, guys, if you're struggling with revision and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, realize that you're directing it outward, direct it inside, do the hard work, change yourself, not other people, not circumstances, unless you are directed by a voice that has no sound, that you are to lend your assistance to a situation, saving somebody's life, getting someone out of a burning building, going to somebody's aid who was almost stabbed to death, that sort of thing. And I have been involved in all of those circumstances and many more I can't speak of. And I am a major influencer. In Tarot, I am Queen of Wands. And I pull rabbits out of the hat. If a client wants something special and they're paying me for my job, for my ability to get things done, I will do it just like that. Time crunch, that's okay. It'll be picked up on time and it'll be delivered on time. It'll be perfect. And it is within the budget. Of course, I'm the one who names the budget. The client doesn't. And I knew just this week it was going to be $1,000 for rugs to be cleaned. It was $996. And I have their credit card. So I just gave them the credit card and gave the receipt to the client. So if you are asked to influence, influence. If it's your job or your position in the family to operate the household, you do influence. But that's a continuation of your imagination. So again, don't do all of this stuff out here thinking that anything is going to change. It won't. You have to change yourself. So if a child is having temper tantrum, you realize that child is mirroring a needed temper tantrum that you need to do. Go somewhere and scream. I can guarantee you that child will calm down. Guaranteed. I've done this countless times. So children and animals are really sensitive to the owners or to the parents. And if something's going on with your small child, I'm talking about, really young, before 6 years of age. And I was 6 and I was really sensitive to my parents. And so, but not beyond 7. Usually they're getting involved in their relationships, their friendships. So they're not so attached to their parents. And so, yeah, I was always acting out my parents. And they would straighten up and I would straighten up. They would end up having a all out, drag out argument, clear the air, and all of a sudden I'd feel better. I'd get over the flu. And children are really good at mirroring their parents. And animals are sensitive also. And Janet Hessler Nevins has a great story. But one of these days, maybe she'll submit a post about Jayla and her owie. Janet, if you're listening to me, I do want that submitted post about that. And I can tell her what to do sometimes. So I'm going to end this, but I hope you get the point. Revise only self, for self is where the issue stems from. Okay? Revise only self, guys. And just revise self. Everything else flows from that. Thank you for joining me, everybody, and I will see you elsewhere. Love you.